Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
This is a story about two powerful men in Italy. The first is the Pope. The second is Benito Mussolini. The time is the 1920s and 1930s. Italy is changing. The Pope wants the church to be strong again. Mussolini wants to make Italy a great power. The Pope's name is Pius XI. He is a smart man. He likes order and rules. He is not afraid to tell people what to do. Mussolini is a strong leader too. He used to be a socialist. Now he is the leader of the fascist party. He is a good speaker. Many people follow him. At first, the Pope and Mussolini work together. Mussolini gives the church more power. The Pope helps Mussolini become a strong leader. But soon things start to change. Mussolini wants to be friends with Adolf Hitler. Hitler is the leader of Germany. He is a dangerous man with bad ideas. The Pope does not like Hitler. He sees that Hitler is against the church. He knows Hitler is against Jewish people. Mussolini starts to copy Hitler. He makes bad rules against Jewish people in Italy. The Pope is very unhappy. He thinks Mussolini is making a big mistake. The Pope wants to say something about it. He wants to tell the world that Mussolini is wrong, but he is old and sick. He might die soon. This is a story about power and religion. It is a story about two strong men and a dangerous time in history. It is a story about what happens when good people do bad things. It is a story about faith and betrayal. Two new men in power. In early 1922, Pope Benedict XV died. The cardinals had to choose a new pope. They surprised everyone. They chose Cardinal Achille Ratti. He became Pope Pius XI. Ratti was different from other popes. He was a scholar. He loved books. He worked in a library for many years. At the same time, another new leader came to power in Italy. His name was Benito Mussolini. Mussolini had a very different background. He was a socialist when he was young. After the First World War, he changed his ideas. He started a new group called the Fascists. The Fascists were strong and wanted to make Italy powerful again. In October 1922, Mussolini and his fascist followers marched to Rome. They wanted to take control of the government. This event is called the March on Rome. The King of Italy, Victor Emmanuel III, was afraid of Mussolini. He asked Mussolini to become the prime minister. So in 1922, Rome had two new, strong leaders, Pope Pius XI and Prime Minister Benito Mussolini. They were very different men, but their lives were about to become connected. Their paths began to cross. Each of them had big plans for Rome and for Italy. It would soon be clear if they could work together or if their ideas would cause problems. 3. The Pope and Mussolini agree. Mussolini did not always like the church. In the past, he said bad things about it. But later, he changed his mind. He saw that he needed the church to help him. Many people in Italy were Catholic. If the church liked Mussolini, then these people would like him too. Pope Pius XI also wanted something. He wanted the church to be strong again in Italy. So the Pope and Mussolini started to talk. They did not want other people to know. They kept it a secret. A priest named Father Takai Venturi helped them. He went between the Pope and Mussolini with messages. In 1929, they made an agreement. It was called the Lateran Pacts. The agreement said that a small area in Rome would become a new country. This country was called Vatican City. The Pope would be the leader of Vatican City. The agreement also said that the Catholic religion was the main religion in Italy. Mussolini got something too. He got more people to like him. The church got more power in Italy. They also got special things that other religions did not get. Some people thought this was a good idea. Other people did not agree. But the Pope and Mussolini had made a deal. Now they were working together. 4. Strong leaders, big changes. Mussolini wanted to be the only strong leader in Italy. He started to take away power from other groups. He stopped people from speaking against him. The Catholic Popular Party was a group of Catholics in politics. It was strong. Mussolini didn't like that. With the Pope's help, the Catholic Popular Party became weaker. Pope Pius XI was also a strong leader. He thought Catholic action was very important. Catholic Action was an organization that helped Catholics do things together. The Pope wanted Catholic Action to be strong. But Mussolini also had groups for young people. These fascist youth groups wanted young people to be loyal to Mussolini. The fascist youth groups and the Catholic youth groups started to compete. The Pope and Mussolini started to have problems. They did not agree on everything. But Mussolini also helped the church. He let the church have more power in schools. He helped the church in other ways too. The church became more important in Italy because of Mussolini. The church's influence grew in Italian society, and Mussolini helped with this. 5. Hitler arrives. In 1933, Adolf Hitler became the leader of Germany. Mussolini watched Hitler with interest. Pope Pius XI hoped Hitler would stop the spread of communism. The Vatican made an agreement with Germany called a concordat. This was a kind of promise between the church and the government. Later, the Pope became worried. Hitler had some bad ideas about race. He also started to attack the church in Germany. But the Pope and Mussolini had something in common. They both did not like communism. The Vatican also worried about other things like Protestantism and Jewish power. These were seen as bad for the church. Mussolini thought about Hitler when he first came to power. He may have admired him. The Pope thought about communism and how to stop it. So at first they were not enemies of each other. But things would change. Hitler's ideas were very different from the church's ideas. These differences would cause problems in the future. Slowly, the Pope started to worry about what Hitler was doing in Germany. He saw the way Hitler treated people. He worried that Mussolini might start doing the same things in Italy. This was a new problem for the Pope. He had to think about how to protect the church and the people of Italy. The times were becoming more difficult. There were common enemies like communism and a desire to work together with strong leaders in Italy. The Reich and the Vatican also saw Protestantism and Jewish influence as threats. However, the Vatican became worried about Nazi ideas about race and their attacks on the church in Germany. There were concerns with the Concordat, which was still new. The relationship between the Pope, Mussolini, and Hitler was constantly evolving. 6. Friends with Hitler. In 1935, Mussolini did something important. He sent soldiers to take over Ethiopia. Pope Pius XI did not like this. He tried to stop the war, but he could not. Other countries said Italy was wrong to attack Ethiopia. This made Mussolini angry. He started to become better friends with Hitler. Together, Italy and Germany made an agreement. They called it the Rome-Berlin Axis. This meant they would work together. In 1936, a big fight started in Spain. It was called the Spanish Civil War. Some people in Spain wanted a new government. Other people wanted to keep the old government. Mussolini and Hitler helped the people who wanted the old government, led by General Franco. The Pope was worried about Mussolini's new friendship with Hitler. Hitler's ideas were very different from the Church's ideas, but Mussolini seemed to like Hitler more and more. This made the Pope afraid for the future. 7. Unfair rules for people. In May 1938, Hitler went to Rome. Mussolini wanted to show him how strong Italy was. Then Mussolini made new rules. These rules were like the rules Hitler had in Germany. They were about race. These rules said that some people were better than others. The rules were against Jewish people in Italy. Pope Pius XI was very angry. He did not like these new rules. He said that Mussolini was copying Hitler. The Pope thought this was bad. He said that everyone is important. He thought that it was wrong to treat people badly because of their race. The Vatican and Mussolini talked secretly. They made a deal. The Vatican would not say bad things about the new race rules in Italy. But Mussolini had to promise to protect some people. He had to protect Jewish people who became Catholic. He also had to protect people who had a Jewish husband or wife and were Catholic. The Pope was sad. He felt that Mussolini had not been honest with him. The Pope felt like Mussolini had broken his promise. 8. The story ends. In early 1939, Pope Pius XI was very sick. He wanted to say one last thing to the world. He planned a speech to tell everyone that Mussolini and Hitler were wrong, but he died before he could say it. Cardinal Pacelli was now in charge. He became Pope Pius XII. He told people to destroy the speech. This story shows how hard it was for the Pope and Mussolini to work together. The Church had a difficult job when fascism was growing. The things they did then changed Italy and the world for a long time. It was a time of power, faith, and also betrayal. It was difficult to be good. It was difficult to do what was right. Some people thought about power, others thought about God. The two leaders made a big impact on history. Now their story is over. They are gone but not forgotten. We still talk about what they did. The two leaders have different personalities. Pope Pius XI loves power and Mussolini loves to be loved by the people. What will happen after the new pope is chosen? What do you think? Was it right for Cardinal Pacelli to destroy Pope Pius XI's last speech? Tell us in the comments.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.